Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a journey that is genuinely going to rewire how you think about your own body. We're about to decode a profoundly deep framework, one that reveals the Quran is absolutely not just some ancient historical text. It's eternal. It is literally the living, biological operating system running right now, in real time, inside your own head.
Okay, let's dive into this paradigm-shifting idea. What if physical reality and divine revelation operate using the exact same mechanics? We usually think of spiritual texts and biological science as these two totally separate worlds. But the source material we're digging into today argues that they are mapped identically. The actual physical mechanics of how you perceive light and form a visual image, they are executing the exact same mathematical and spiritual logic laid out in the Quran.
To really grasp this, we have to look back at the very beginning of our physical journey. The sources refer to birth, meaning our teleportation into mass form in this physical buffer zone, as a hard reset, mapped directly to verse 19:23. At that moment, we become like forgetful slaves, waking up from a cave. Our memories of the source are completely wiped clean. We arrive here fully equipped with the hardware to perceive, but without any memory of where we actually came from. But, and this is crucial, we aren't left stranded. The entire structure of the universe, and the Quran itself, is essentially a love letter from absolute consciousness to wisdom. It's a message to us, the ones who forgot during that hard reset. So this cosmic mechanics lesson we're exploring, it isn't just cold academic math, it's an incredibly intimate eternal message meant to guide us back to the source, using the very physical forms we inhabit every single day. This brings us straight to the core engine of this operating system, something called the 2327 Dual Caustic Universe, or DCU. Now, don't let the numbers intimidate you. This is simply the geometric topology of how external light becomes internal awareness. Think of it more like a living map, a cycle of splitting, forming, and returning. And I assure you, we are going to see this exact math working physically and flawlessly right inside your own eyes.
Section 1. The 2435 topology of transmission, the niche, the lamp, and the glass.
Just as the famous verse of light maps a layered pathway from a physical flame through the niche, the glass, and the lamp, inward toward pure illumination, your biology follows this exact same pathway. It's like a 6-step mantra of light's journey into your eye. Step 1, the cornea receives the light. Step 2, the lens transforms it. Step 3, the vitreous carries it. Step 4, the retina converts it. Step 5, the optic nerve encodes it. And Step 6, the visual cortex recognizes it. This is a continuous, uninterrupted traversal from the outside world into pure awareness. And amazingly, it does all of this without a single spark of actual fire.
Let's break this down a bit more. It all begins at what the text calls the D10 Entry. That's your Cornea and Aqueous humor. This is a completely transparent interface. Light enters seamlessly with zero resistance. The measurable manifestation begins right here. Then it hits the pupil, which acts as the absorption gate. This tiny black circle reflects almost nothing. The light simply disappears from the external world into you. It functions as a strict directional gate that receives completely without projecting anything back out.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what happens next. The light hits the lens, executing what the text refers to as the T3 operation. Incoming photons bend and focus. But notice this. The physical object you're actually looking at does not enter your eye. Obviously, right? Only its likeness, its mithal, passes through. This is the bridge where external illumination negotiates with your internal structure. From there, the light enters the vitreous, the I9 field. This is a vast, transparent chamber acting as the hidden carrier field where the image travels inward toward registration.
Then we hit the conversion phase at the retina. Here, the rods and cones receive those photons and convert them into electrochemical signals through metabolic consumption. Light literally becomes a pattern. At this exact moment, the signal permanently replaces the flame.
And this right here is the profound realization. Think about how crazy that is for a second. The human eye contains no burning oil. It contains no physical lamp. Vision operates entirely without fire. There is absolutely no combustion here, only traversal. External light has been completely transformed into pure structured information. Finally, the optic nerve carries this encoded information all the way into the visual cortex. This is the 7-node closure. And just pause and think about this. The visual cortex inside your skull is completely pitch black. No actual photons reach it. No lamp burns there. External light vanishes completely,
and yet recognition and awareness emerge through pattern continuity. This is the ultimate 7-coordinate. It's pure illumination beyond combustion, light upon light.
Section 2. The dual topology, light and darkness.
To fully grasp this, we really need to look at the paired circuit found in the text. Immediately following the verse of light, verse 24:35, we find verse 24:40, which speaks of darknesses upon darknesses. And this brilliantly illustrates a fundamental law of physics and perception. Total, absolute darkness yields no image. But at the exact same time, uniform, overwhelming brightness destroys all distinction. You can't see anything in a total blizzard of pure white light either. True sight, true recognition, requires both. Light requires the dark chamber of the pupil and the completely pitch-black cortex to finally become internal awareness.
Section 3, 6103, the limit of hardware.
You see, there is a very real limit to our biological hardware. The cornea, the lens, the retina, the cortex, these anatomical components form the route. They strictly execute the phases of the traversal, but actual recognition transcends these individual physical parts. This is perfectly captured in verse 6103. Vision perceives him not, but he perceives all vision. Our hardware does the work of the phase, sure, but seeing itself is experienced as a unified reality. Our perception, this incredible lampless execution of light turning into thought, ultimately anchors directly back in the source. Let's move to and see how this builds into the complete topology trace. We start right at the source. The seed of light touches the cornea. The lens then transforms it into a likeness. The vitreous receives it. The cortex recognizes it in total darkness. And finally, awareness returns to the source as light upon light. It's a continuous, flawless, topological loop. A black hole topology turning external light into internal awareness, completely untouched by fire. So even though we experienced that hard reset at birth, even though we arrived here as forgetful slaves, we are held safely by this eternal memory. Your Lord is not forgetful, as verse 1964 promises us. The field executes flawlessly. The system runs perfectly. Recognition completes. Alhamdulillah, the Quran is not an ancient text. It's eternal. It is absolutely alive, and it is operating right now within you. So I leave you with this final, provocative thought to take with you. You have the hardware. The operating system is running, but when will you activate 1912, the light inside your pupil? Earth is the color of consciousness to perceive through wisdom's eye 9. Allahu Akbar.